Stan Barber, thanks for coming in this week. A couple competitions for your team last week. Kind of catch us up to date on what happened.
Yeah, we split teams this week. Got everybody that was healthy in our team an opportunity to compete, which is a big deal for us. Like development's really important. Getting guys in competitions and having them have something throughout the season, no matter where you're at on the depth chart, is a really important thing for us. So sent a handful of guys over to Gunnison, Colorado, for an open over there, and we had 5 champions and a bunch of placers and just guys that got matches, which they really needed. So especially a lot of our young guys too, some of those freshmen, sophomores that are kind of working themselves up the ladder. But it's hard to do that if you don't get out there and compete and get some matches and kind of test the things that you're feeling, seeing, experiencing in the practice room. So really proud of the effort, execution of those guys getting out and just kind of competing the way we expect Air Force Wrestling to compete. And then we took essentially our starters to F&M. Big tournament, big brackets. I think 35, 36 people per bracket. A lot of different schools, a lot of great opportunities. Got to see some service academies, got to see some Ivies, got to see some ACC schools. So really good opportunity for us. 6 placers there, which I think might be the most we've had. I think we've had anywhere from 4 to 5, but 6, I think 6 puts us right close to the most we've ever had at that tournament. And then some key performances in that too. So Tucker Owens did a really good job. Beat 2 national qualifiers, was in an overtime match with another guy that was ranked top 15th in the country, just inches away from finishing a takedown and beating that guy as well to get in the finals. Love it when our guys lose the guys and then come back and beat them. Tucker did that with the Columbia guy, lost that guy in Vegas, and he came around and he turned that match around in a big way. So that was huge for him. And then Logan Fowler picked up his first national rank win of the year, beat a 2-time national qualifier from Columbia, Alvarez, and also placed. Brian Barberia was placed, did a great job. Owen Heiser did a great job. Ramos placed. 25, 33, Carter Noggle, and I think that's our 6. So really, and then we won a bunch of matches. A lot of guys, you can only wrestle 6 matches in a day, and a lot of our guys matched out as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And usually when you compete and you place in tournaments like that, your rankings go up. How are we doing ranking-wise?
Yeah, we're still right there, on a real thin line. I think we have a lot of guys that, are anywhere from 25 to 40, and they rank the top 33. I don't think we'll have guys in the rankings this week, but again, like that's an outside metric. That's something we can't control, not something that we're super focused on. We're just trying to get better each week and make sure we're going to wrestle in a way that's going to lead us to the result, that's going to put us on the podium at the Big 12 championships, and therefore, probably get us to the NCAA championships in Cleveland. And there's a lot of that going on in our room.
Absolutely. And nice that you had such big competition, tough competition this past week, because you go right to the Big 12. You go to Oklahoma this weekend. What's your message to your wrestlers going in?
Yeah, again, it doesn't change. It doesn't matter who we wrestle. It doesn't matter where we wrestle. We're going to show up and control the things we can control, execution, great attitude, our best effort. We're going to bring the fight, and we're just going to make every match, a fight. We're just going to make it really hard on people, and we're going to compete in positions, and we're really growing. So, yeah, 15th ranked team, I think, in the country. Pretty much everybody in the Big 12's ranked, so it doesn't really matter. And 8 of their 10 guys are, nationally ranked. And for us, we just love to be in that environment and, test ourselves in those matches. And, for us, every one of those is an opportunity, right? And I know our guys, we'll step up and we'll do what we do on a consistent basis and we'll compete hard. But yeah, this will be the beginning of, about a 6-week run, of week in, week out, just amazing opportunities to wrestle national ranked guys at almost every single weight, every single week. So we're really excited about this part of the season.
In today's world of social media and all that, that your wrestlers know this is where they're ranked and who they're wrestling against, where they're ranked. And do you ever worry about that they see too much of this information or no?
No, again, I mean, I think, if you're a mental skills guy, if you're a sports psychologist, like, you don't read that stuff. You don't know. Like, you're intentional about not having that information, that data. Again, like, we really are hyper focused on just focusing on the things we can control. So national rankings, we just don't pay that much attention to it. It's just like we'll look at some film on guys and see, how our skill set, where we could be successful in our skill set. But it's really Air Force athlete focused. But if I think it's, again, like, the world we live in, there is all that information out there, but there's also just like great information on what it looks like to be a professional athlete and have your mental skill set locked down, and you're just not focused on the school, the ranking, the person. You're wrestling a nameless, faceless, blank singlet person, and you're just focused on executing the things that you're great at and the things you can control. Anything outside of that is just it's not going to lead you to the result you want. So it's process oriented, right, and result driven. We obviously want the result. We want our hand raised, but we're just not talking about who we're wrestling or what they're ranked or what their name is or what they've done in the past. And in wrestling, there's some great sayings. It's like they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you do, right? Like that's one of my favorites and that stuff. And I just know our guys. We know how to fight, we know how to compete, and we're really, really disciplined in our mental skill set to focus on the things we can control.
Yeah, it's a good mindset going in. Sam, thanks for the time. Good luck at Oklahoma.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.